Okay, so for the eyelet pants, you're going to have to cut out a pattern of the back, 2, and then 2 of the front. After that, you're gonna have to cut 5 pieces for the belt loops. You can cut a 6th one just in case you make a mistake. These 2 are for the zipper. This is for the inner pocket. This is for the back pants, where I'll show you where it goes. The 2 pockets for the back also. The waistband. This is the 4 inches for the bottom, so it could be extra long. And then I'll send you some measurements for this. This is the middle to connect the 2 pants. It's actually 4 inches wide. And then you want to cut 4 pieces. This is where the eyelet goes. This is 3 inches wide, and I'll send you the measurement of the length soon. And those are all the pieces you'll need to make the pants. Okay, so I like to start off with the back part. And I'm going to teach you how to get from here to here. First, you're going to need this part, your pocket, and your bottom part. Okay, first you're going to start with the bottom and connecting the 2. And you're going to stitch it together. Okay, afterwards you're going to cut that part off, or the other string. Then you're going to flip it over. So you flipped it over. You're going to fold it front, and you're going to make sure you stitch as close as you can. And it should look like this. Okay, so for the top part, you're gonna want to flip this on top. Same sides, and just make sure it's just a little bit on top of that one. And you're gonna want to stitch it. Alright, so since the fabric stretches, you might have a little bit. All you have to do is cut it off. Okay, so for this part, you're gonna want to take a little piece and put it on top so you can hide that stitch. So you're going to just pin as much as you can, I like to pin like 3 at least. The end, the middle, and then the front. So when you're stitching it, it just makes it easier. Alright, so you're gonna flip that. You're gonna start to stitch as close as you can. Okay, and it should look like that. After that, we're gonna go on to the pocket. When you cut off the pattern, it should have 2 notches on the end. So you should be able to just flip it and stitch it. I like to stitch it on top, so when I'm stitching, I don't really have to move them like that. Okay, afterwards you're gonna take the pins off, or keep them on, depends. They irritate me after a while, and you're gonna stitch right on top. Okay, so it should look like that. When you make the pattern, they should have an opening for the pockets. I like to just put a little dot with Sharpie, and that's how I know exactly how to align my pocket. So I pin the sides to make it easier. I just grab as much as I think I'll need. Okay, so I'll pin this side first on the first dot. And then on the second side, I'll see how much I need, and I'll pin that side. Alright, and then it just makes it easier to start pinning around it.
Different mothers, but the same father. When did they find this out? Maybe like a couple of weeks ago. Was there any confusion or ill?
Okay. So once you pin it, it should look like that. Alright, so you want to get as close to stitching around first. Okay, so after stitching all around, you're gonna one stitch around it again. Then we're going to start with the front, where you're going to pin the 4 inches in the bottom, and then you're going to grab the inside pockets and basically pin. That's how it looks like. You're going to pin around here. After being done with the bottom part, we're going to focus on the inner pocket that's pinned up. Okay, we're gonna stitch. After that, you're going to want to flip it over and pin all of this together.
I've been doing some research, and there are a lot of things to get accomplished. Outpatient treatments and 12 steps. And
Okay, you're really going to make it up to me? Just tell me what this is.
After, you're gonna stitch, and this basically makes the outside pocket. Just trying to see if I'm doing it right. Yeah, okay. It should look like this. And then we're gonna do the coin pocket. You're gonna want to make sure that your notches on your pockets line up. It just makes it easier to insert the coin pocket. After that, you're going to place it down. And this is what the coin pocket looks like. You make it like a mini version of the back pockets. And you just try to see where it should go. And usually I always like to place them like that. 90 degrees. After pinning it down, you know exactly where it is. You're going to want to place the pocket itself all pinned around. After stitching up the coin pocket, you're going to want to grab the notches and then pin it. All around. And this is once you get the pocket to look like this. Once you close it up, the back looks like this. It'll have like a backwards J. And you'll stitch up. Okay, you don't want to go too far down. You kind of want to do a triangle because you don't want anything that you put inside your pocket to get stuck down there. And then you're going to stitch it all the way through. Afterwards, you're going to turn it around. Okay, and then the pocket is secured. After that, you're going to want to stitch a line right here and a line right through here. It just helps it when you actually stitch the whole pants together that it won't move from its placement. The pocket won't look too big. And it's just something small. You don't have to do this big ass line. It's literally something small. Just something quick. Another small stitch. Okay, so now that you're done with those parts, I'm going to show you how to get here. And this is basically adding the sides of the eyelets. First, you're going to take the front and the backs and then flip it over, measure an inch, and then cut it off. Because this is where the eyelets are going to go. And that takes up an inch, so you need to take away from your actual pants fabric. Okay, then you're going to flip it over. And then add this part. And you're going to pin it all through. After you've pinned the sides together, you're going to want to stitch all the way through. Once that part is done, you're gonna lay it flat. You're gonna turn it over, and this is for the sides of the eyelets, by the way. You're gonna turn it over. Let me see. And you're gonna wanna pin it down. It's supposed to look like this, 1.5 inches. Then you're gonna pin it down. And you're gonna do that all through the pants. You're gonna check if it looks like it's 1.5 inches, which that looks like 1.5 inches. And you're gonna pin it down. After pinning everything down, it should look like that. You're gonna want to stitch right through here. You're gonna have to be careful holding the leather down because you're gonna have to take the pins out. When that side is finished, okay, when that side is finished, you wanna do the other side. On your patterns that you made in the beginning of the video, I said that there was going to be a part that attaches both of the pants together that is 4 inches wide. On both sides, you're going to put a black Sharpie line all the way down, and that's 1 inch exactly. And that's basically showing that this part right here is going to align with the black line. And that's what I did here. Right here, you're gonna pin it on top. Then to attach the pants, we're gonna stitch all through here. When you attach the two, just a reminder that this has to be right by the black line. And you're gonna stitch right through here. And that's how it looks like this on the inside.
But I hope she'd understand. After all, I was trying to find out why she was under attack.
Alright, from there you're gonna do the zipper, which means you're gonna grab one pair and the other and flip it on top of each other and attach the two insides together where the zipper is gonna be at. This is where the zipper is gonna be at, and the notch where the zipper ends, and from the crotch area you're gonna stitch through here. After the sides are stitched together, you're gonna grab a zipper, an invisible zipper. Alright, after the two sides are stitched together, you're gonna get an invisible zipper. Okay. And you're gonna stitch from right here to where the notch is at. from when you stitch this through, this piece, you're gonna fold it. And you're going to stitch that as well. So when you flip it over, the zipper looks like that. Stitch the two parts together, you're gonna turn it over, flatten it out, and end up stitching this through. Next piece that you need to get that attaches to the zipper as well, you're gonna end up stitching through here and then flipping it over. After you sew that side together, you're gonna flip it over and you're gonna find this side of the zipper and slowly turn it there. After you pin it down, you're going to stitch all through here. After stitching that side together, it should look like this on the inside, except this part needs to be pulled back. And you need to actually stitch this down twice. After you're done finishing up the zipper, you're supposed to align the two lines exactly with the pattern on the inside. So it's like you trace the one on the inside and then you do the one that's on the outside. You're going to flip your pattern around. And you're going to stitch the back together. Starting with these two pieces, I like to align it through here.
I should have gotten rid of that body right away, but I couldn't. Not with this yet.
For the first time in my life, I was on top of the world. I was a hometown hero. I won mayor by a landslide, and I had a brotherly romance.
Shit. I gotta get back to Patty. I gotta get ready for the American Lady.
It should have been enough. I should have left well enough alone. I'll come with you.
You're gonna stitch this at least an inch all the way through. And then you're gonna work on the legs. So for the pants bottom, since you like them to be tighter, I like to cut at least 1.5 inches from each side. Kind of like an inch towards here, and then it widens to like 1.5 inches too. After that, after I cut that part off, I flip it inside out. When you flip the pants over, it should look like this. Then you're going to attach the waistband. It should be right side to right side, because you're going to end up flipping it over. So for me, I like to go 1 inch down, because that's where the zipper starts. So I'll probably just draw a line, but you're going to want to stitch all the way through and leave some excess fabric for the button. After you finish sewing this part of the waistband, you want to flip it over. And you want to make sure that you flip it in where the line's at, and then flip it over to the line that's connected to the waistband and the pants. So you kind of want to just cover all of this. So you flip it. Make sure that it's 1.5 inches before you pin it. And you do that all around. After turning it over and stitching it all through, this is how it turns out. And you have to actually stitch the top part as well, just to clean it. And that's how the waistband will look.